Hi friends, today I am discussing about polar covalent bond and non-polar covalent bond. In previous video we already discussed about covalent bond and single covalent bond, double covalent bond and triple covalent bond. In this video we are going to discuss about polar covalent bond and non-polar covalent bond. Actually in covalent bond equal sharing of electrons take place. Equal sharing of electrons. In covalent bond, equal sharing of electrons between two atoms. In the polar covalent bond, electrons are unequally shared. Electrons are unequally shared. If one atom attracts two electrons, means another atom attracts only one electron, like that. So in polar covalent bond, electrons are unequally shared. This occurs when one atom has high electron negativity than the other atom. This polar covalent bond occurs when the two atoms has electronegativity. In the two atoms, one atom has higher electronegativity than the other atom. Electronegativity means attracts the electrons towards more electronegative atom. Attracts more tendency to attract electrons, known as electronegativity. So polar covalent bond formed by unequally sharing of electrons. If one atom has more electronegativity and another atom has low electronegativity. So electronegativity means strong tendency to attract electrons. Next, this polar and non-polar covalent bond like tug of war game. In tug of war game, two persons are pulling a rope. If two persons are strong, the rope in center, but if one person is strong, another person is weak, the rope pull towards strong person. Like that, more electronegativity atom attracts more electrons towards more electronegativity atom. So in this HCl bond, more electronegative atom is chlorine. So chlorine attains more electron towards chlorine atom. So chlorine gets partial negative charge and hydrogen gets partial positive charge. So between this H and Cl molecule, polar covalent bond is formed. So electronegativity increases from left to right in a period and decreases from top to bottom in a group. What? Electronegativity increases from left to right in a period and decreases from top to bottom in a period. Covalent bond is formed by two atoms. In these two atoms, one is more electronegative and another one is less electronegative than other atom. So here in HCl, Cl is more electronegative than hydrogen. In HF molecule, fluorine is more electronegative than hydrogen. So fluorine attracts more electrons towards fluorine atom. So fluorine attains partial negative charge and hydrogen attains partial positive charge. In carbon and oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. So oxygen attains partial negative and carbon attains partial positive. In NH3 molecule, nitrogen is more electronegative than hydrogen. So nitrogen attains partial negative charge and these three hydrogen attains partial positive charge. And H2O molecule, oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen. So oxygen attains partial negative charge and hydrogens attain partial positive charge. Polar covalent bond is formed by electronegativity difference. If one atom has more electronegative and another atom has less electronegative. So by attracting electrons towards more electronegative atom, which attains more electron, that atom attains partial negative charge and other atom gets partial positive charge, like tug of war game. In polar covalent bond, if one person is strong and another person is weak, so chlorine person attains more electronegative, means chlorine is pulling rope towards chlorine atom. Like that, chlorine attains partial negative charge and hydrogen attains partial positive charge. Polar covalent bond is formed by unequal sharing of electrons. So polar covalent bond is like that, tug of war game. In polar covalent bond, one person is strong, another person is weak. The strong person is more electronegative and weak person is less electronegative. Okay. Next, what is meant by non-polar covalent bond? Non-polar covalent bond means unequally sharing of electrons between the atoms. Non-polar covalent bond formed by equally sharing of electrons between the atoms. In polar covalent bond, unequally sharing of electrons. In polar covalent bond, partial negative charge and partial positive charge attains. In non-polar covalent bond, there is no charge separation. There is no charge separation and zero electronegativity difference. Zero electronegativity difference. 3 points are different from polar. In polar, equal sharing or unequal sharing of electrons. Non-polar, equal sharing of electrons. In polar covalent bond, charges are separated, like partial negative charge and partial positive charge. In non-polar covalent bond, no charge separation, and polar covalent bond, one atom has more electronegative than other atom. In non-polar covalent bond, zero electronegativity difference is present. Like in N2 molecule, both nitrogens have same electronegativity. So equal sharing of electrons takes place. There is no charge separation between these two molecules. So N2 molecule non-polar covalent bond is formed. In oxygen, having same electronegativity difference, so non-polar covalent bond is formed between these two oxygens. In NH, both hydrogen and hydrogen, same electronegativity difference, and there is no charge separation and zero electronegativity difference. So between H and H, non-polar covalent bond is formed. If the values are 0 to 0.4, non-polar covalent bond is formed, and 0.5 to 1.9 polar bond is formed, and greater than 1.9 ionic bond is formed. This we have to remember. 0 to 0.5, 0.4 non-polar, 0.5 to 1.9 polar bond, and greater than 1.9 ionic bond. The electronegativity values of from 1 to 20 elements are having. These are the most important. Actually, the electronegativity increases from left to right and decreases from top to bottom, but the correct electronegativity values are like that. Hydrogen 2.20 and helium, neon and argon have no data for the electronegativity. For the remaining elements, the electronegativity values are like that. If based on these electronegativity values, we can find which bond in these two molecules, like that. If the electronegativity value between 0 to 0.4, the bond is non-polar, and the electronegativity value 0.5 to 1.5, the value is the bond is polar, and the greater than 1.9, the bond is ionic bond. Suppose if we take for carbon and hydrogen, carbon electronegativity value is 2.55 between carbon and hydrogen. Which bond is present? Hydrogen electronegativity value 2.20. The electronegativity difference is 530. Electronegativity difference is 0.35. 0.35 means 0 to 0.4 non-polar, and 0.5 to 1.9 polar, and greater than 1.9 ionic bond. Here CH electronegativity difference is 0.35. 0.35 means 0 to 0.4. In between 0.0 to 0.4, 0.35 is present. So between CH molecule, the bond is non-polar covalent bond. Like that, we have to find in in any molecule, if it is having non-polar bond or polar bond or ionic bond. So the electronegativity values for 1 to 20 elements. And most important point in polar and non-polar bond is unequal sharing of electrons, and in non-polar bond, equal sharing of electrons. Non-polar bond, there is no charge separation and no electronegativity difference, and in polar covalent bond, one atom has higher electronegativity and another atom has lower electronegativity, and based on which having high electronegativity atom attracts more electrons towards that atom only, like tug of war game. I hope you understand. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.